We're on the road. Where transportation goes, community grows. Welcome to On the Road with the MTA. And welcome to another edition of On the Road with the MTA. I'm Jay Gibbons alongside with Stephanie Kay from the MTA. How's Stephanie today?
Well, I'm doing better, Jay, because the weather has broken. I've got to tell you, the last couple of days, it was so challenging trying to drive to work. I don't know how our wonderful MTA drivers do it, but they manage to get through so much of those challenging situations and still get on time. I know. I feel bad for them. And I have to say, we have a very special guest today because it is an MTA employee. I'd love to get to know them. His name is John Edmonds, and he was the bus driver that took the board members and some of the community and our staff at MTA over to the Burston Fieldhouse when we had the huge ribbon cutting to honor the Black History Month with the beautifully wrapped bus and a bus shelter out front that was honoring Bryant Nolden. We call him BB. People knew him well, call him BB. So it's Bryant BB Nolden. Wow. And John, what an honor that was to be asked to be that bus driver, wasn't it?
It was an honor to ask to be that bus driver. I wanted to be that bus driver. Because I wanted y'all to be safe. I did.
Well, you know what? It was wonderful because Mr. Benning was on stage. There was all the TV stations were there. The media was there. And Ed took the moment to say, I have to introduce the wonderful employee and the bus driver, John Edmonds. And you walked in and we got a big applause for you because you're also a veteran, aren't you?
I am. I was a veteran in the U.S. Air Force for about 12 years. I did about a 12-year term in the U.S. Air Force. And I was stationed in Bowling Air Force Base and all over Asia.
Wow. So what all did you do while you were in the service?
I was mostly into the recreation field I worked youth center, I worked the NCO club, I worked the yacht club, arts and craft, athletic department, all over.
Wow, that was a long time. Thank you for your services, by the way. We appreciate you giving us our freedom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So when did you start at MTA?
I started at MTA at, I think it was 83, 84. So actually, I'm coming up on my 40th year this year. Yes, 40 years.
Oh, that's fantastic. Wow.
Yes, congratulations. So what all have you done? I know you've had many jobs at MTA. You were a driver, and Mr. Benning said you're a wonderful trainer. What all have you done for MTA?
Yes, when I first applied, of course, just like everybody else, you're a driver, but we took over Flint Public Schools in the 90s. So I pretty much trained everybody that came in the 90s. And most of the people that I trained are pretty much still there today, believe it or not.
Well, I don't know how you drive those big old buses and you cut those corners and you get through the snow and the slush and the ice, but you make it look effortless. You make it look like it's so easy. I know there's a lot of training behind it, but that has to take skill, doesn't it?
Well, it takes skill and it takes a lot of patience and, of course, it's technique.
Are you still training people how to drive those buses?
I am doing what they call DI now, driver instructor. And what I do after they train them how to drive the buses, they'll bring them down and I will teach them all the rules, regulations, and policies. And, of course, mostly line haul, which are the city buses.
Okay. So what is your shift? Like, what do you work throughout the day?
My shift is from 6:05 to 4 o'clock every day.
Well, we really appreciate you taking time as soon as you got to work to talk to us because we want to get to know you better. Tell us something that you love about working at MTA.
Actually, believe it or not, I had moved here from Washington, D.C. like in 80, 83, 84. And that was actually the first place I applied when I came to Flint was MTA and I got the job right away. And what I like about MTA is it's like a family-oriented place, you know, and that's what I like about it. Everybody's we're like family there, you know, and I like the young people that come in today because I'm pretty much like a role model to them. I'm like granddad to some of them, I'm like dad to some of them, I'm like uncle to some of them. And they look up to me and they want my perspective on a lot of stuff, which I want them to want because I want to make sure they do it the way the company wants it done. But I like the people that I work with, especially the younger people, because of the fact I can help a lot of them.
You sure do. I know people speak so highly of you. Mr. Benning has definitely sung your praises, and Kevin Galloway. He said he knows what a great worker you are, so he was going to give you time off so you can come on the radio station with us, and I really appreciated that. And all you do, because I know you do things outside of work as well and help the community. So tell us about your home life. Do you have children and grandchildren?
Yes, I do. I have 6 children and have only 5 grandchildren, believe it or not. And I've been married twice, and this is my second effort at being married. But I've been married this last time about 32 years. And I also, believe it or not, I work at a radio station.
Excellent.
You do? Are you a DJ?
Yes, I am. I've had the same radio show for the last 25 years on AM 1420.
Outstanding.
Well, give us a little spiel. Like, what's your call letters? How do you start the show or end the show? Give us your little tagline.
Well, my call name is Brother John.
Aw.
So I call it, yes, it's a Sunday school show. It's a gospel radio station, and I've been doing this show for a little over 25 years.
Oh,
so I
my
do it every
gosh,
Sunday
John.
morning. Every Sunday morning, yes.
Wow.
And what time can they hear you?
They can hear me from 6 until 11 o'clock Sunday mornings on AM 1420 in Flint, Michigan.
Well, that's awesome. See, I didn't know that about you, Brother John. Now we've learned something about you, and I appreciate that.
I know you didn't know that. Believe it or not, a lot of my coworkers don't even know that either.
Oh, well, they do now.
Is there anything else about you? Is there anything else about you we don't know?
You probably don't know how I like people. How I enjoy working with the public. You probably wouldn't know that either. But I really do enjoy working with the public, I really do. That's one of my...
Oh, I know you must. When you wanted to be the driver to bring people over for the ribbon cutting, they knew they picked the right person when they had you. So I'm so glad to see you there. I'm so glad we had a chance to meet. If you not done that, we may not have ever met because there's 700 employees there at MTA.
Yes, you would have never met me had we not done that before. But once before, I had to take Mr. Bennett and some other people. We had to go down to a metro airport and meet with the Secretary of Transportation down there. And, of course, the Lieutenant Governor, they all were there. So I had to drive them down to Metro once also. So Mr. Bennett he know exactly what he was doing.
Yes, he's a smart man. I'll give him that. So what kind of a vehicle did you drive down there? Was it a big bus or was it a smaller vehicle?
The same bus that I drove you people in.
Okay. Well, now that bus is wrapped with the Black History theme, and it's beautiful, and it's going to go up and down North Saginaw Street from the Transfer Center, which is right there by the Flint Farmers Market, all the way up and down North Saginaw, all the way to Francis Road, right in front of Burston Fieldhouse. It's going to go back and forth. And isn't it just so cool to see that bus?
It is so cool to see that bus. Actually, before we left Burston Fieldhouse, a lot of the employees that worked there, they had asked whether or not that bus would be on that route. I said, I'm more than sure you're probably going to see it on this route more than you will any other route. And right after the event, I took it downtown and we put it on the route.
Awesome. Now, is that your route? Do you drive that bus down that street?
No, I do not. I do another route. I do Fenton Road, so I would probably never get to drive that bus.
Well, I live off of Bristol between Fenton and Van Slyke, so I might get a chance to see you down Fenton Road sometimes.
Oh, you will see me down Fenton Road sometimes.
Well, if I see you, I'm going to yell out, Brother John, I know you.
Trust me, I will acknowledge you when you call me Brother John, because that's my other name.
I love it. John, thank you. I know you want to get home. You just finished a long day at work and you want to get home and relax. And to your wife of 30-some years, I think she just might be a keeper, don't you?
She's more than a keeper. She's definitely a keeper by far.
So how long were you married the first time?
I was actually married the first time almost about 15 years.
Wow.
Okay. Longevity.
I can't stand to be alone.
I love that.
I can't stand to be alone.
So,
I have to have somebody around me.
Yeah.
I do.
So you have six children. How many do you have to each wife?
I have 6, actually, 3 by one, and 3 of her children and 3 of my children.
Well, it's like the Brady Bunch. You put them all together. It makes a nice little...
It's pretty much like the Brady Bunch, yes, but they all grown and gone, so it's just she and I now.
That's nice, too. Well, I want you to get home to her, give her a big hug and kiss, tell her that we appreciate her waiting so that we could talk to you and get to know you better.
Well, thank you.
You bet, John, and thank you. And hey, now that you know, you can listen to On the Road with the MTA. We do this every single week. We find wonderful people in the community, much like yourself. We find things that might be beneficial to all, things that are free, things that are entertaining, things that are very educational, and we bring it here to you each and every week. So please continue listening, and please stay safe.
Thank you so much.
You've been listening to On the Road with the MTA. For more information on our services and community outreach, visit us online anytime at www.mtaflint.org and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The MTA, your community, your connection, your way.